Hi, this is Vanshika Chauhan. I am working as a legal intern with Lexis and Company, and today I'll be talking about the legality of live-in relationships in India. Since we know that the Indian society is ever changing and people have opened their minds to the idea of a Western lifestyle, which is away from cultural and family foundations. The feeling of belongingness and being loved is what most people want, but the idea of marriage and the tie of marriage that binds is too binding for them. Alternatively, relationships that resemble marriage but are without its obligations and responsibilities are the live-in relationships. Live-in relationship is purely a relationship wherein two parties come together, and once a party determines that he or she does not want to continue or wish to continue the relationship, it comes to an end. It is basically known as walk-in and walk-out relationship. Though it is not a crime, but it is unacceptable to a certain extent in the Indian society. Coming to the legal recognition that has been given to live-in relationships, since we all know that there is no common uniform civil code in the country, the marriages are governed by their individual personal laws, and the concept of live-in relationship is not expressly recognized by the legislature as of yet, but the courts, while distinguishing between morality and law, have upheld the validity of such relationships in accordance with the constitutional provisions of the country. Article 19 of the Constitution of India provides for the freedom of speech and expression, and also the freedom to reside and settle in any part of the Indian territory. Further, Article 21 provides or confers upon every citizen the right to life. So one's wish to reside or live with any partner of their choice and to establish a sexual relationship with them is governed by these fundamental rights and freedoms. And of course, these rights and freedoms are not absolute in nature. So in a case of Khushbu versus Kanyamal, the Supreme Court held that the right to live in a live-in relationship comes under the ambit of Article 21 of the Constitution of India and is permissible. And the act of two major living together cannot be held as illegal or unlawful. In another case of Lata Singh versus State of UP, the Supreme Court said that two consenting adults of heterogenic sex living together does not amount to an offence, even though it may be perceived as immoral to some parts of the society. Now coming to the presumption of marriage and live-in relationships, the court observed that a long continued live-in relationship can raise a presumption of marriage. Such presumption is done in order to safeguard the interest of the parties to such an arrangement, specifically to women and the children who are born out of such an arrangement. Now, in a case of Tulsa versus Durgamati, what happened was the Supreme Court gave legal validity to a 50-year-old relationship to a couple. The court may presume existence of any fact which it thinks fit or which it thinks that it may have likely to be occurred. Section 50 and 114 of the Evidence Act make it clear that the act of marriage can be presumed from common course of the conduct or common course of natural events of the parties. Although presumption is rebuttable, but a heavy burden lies on the person who seeks to deprive the relationship of its legal origin. The court further held that law leans in favor of legitimacy and frowns upon bastardy. So this approach of the court clearly tells that court is in the favor of treating a long-term relationship as marriage rather than giving it a new concept of live-in relationship. Coming to the applicability of various laws in a live-in relationship, the very first being the Domestic Violence Act of 2005. The Domestic Violence Act of 2005 was legislated to give protection from the abusive partners or families. Section 2F of the Act provides that the Act not only covers or is applied to married couples, but it also applies to a relationship in nature of a marriage. To describe a relationship in nature of a marriage, the court has prescribed a few guidelines in the case of Indra Sharma. Further, the woman under Domestic Violence Act is entitled to claim remedy in case of physical, mental, verbal or economic abuse. So this particular legislation provides or grants several rights and protections to the abused. Coming to a case of Veluswamy versus Pachai Amal, the Supreme Court determined certain prerequisites for a live-in to be considered valid. It provides that the couple must hold themselves out in the public in the society as to being akin to the spouses, Secondly, they must be of the legal age to marry or qualified to enter into a legal marriage. Further, the couple must have voluntarily cohabitated and held themselves out to the public, being akin to spouses, for a significant period of time. The court also said that the court will not consider all relationships to be in a nature of marriage and let people get the benefit of such relationships. So another law that is applicable for the parties in a live-in relationship is Section 125 of the CRPC, which is maintenance. A wife can claim maintenance from the husband under this section if he refuses to maintain her. Further, if a woman in a live-in relationship is able to establish that her relationship was in the nature of a marriage, then she is entitled to claim maintenance from the partner, as a presumption can be raised by the court that such relationship is marriage, and the woman can be presumed to be a wife. So she can claim maintenance if she is able to establish the fact that her relationship was in the nature of a marriage. That is all for the topic for today. Thank you.